Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So we've got the Secret Lives of Color. I have some quilts from the vault, which are tops that I want to talk about. We've got Midnight Moon, yes. Got to talk about Midnight Moon. And a quilts from the news, a mail call. Okay, let's get to it. First of all, Secret Lives, oh no, first. Ta-da! I did my nails in some funky blue. Yes, turquoise. I don't know. I haven't done my nails in a long time because when I broke both my wrists, my nails got really weird and they had to grow totally out. And then I just have never gotten back into the habit. So I just bought some new nail polish. I thought, you know what? I'll buy new, and that might motivate me to get back into it because I have painted my nails myself since I was a teenager and usually have nail polish on. So I might be getting back to it. We'll see. So Secret Lives of Color. We, my friends, have got a color. This is a good one. This is a quilter's color. Fuchsia. All right, baby, fuchsia. We all know what fuchsia is. We should have no trouble at all finding fuchsia and knowing what that should look like. So here's the piece that I used. And this was a piece of Allison glass. I'm going to show it you here. It's very tone on tone, but it has all of these little designs in it. And I decided to use it for the smallest size block. So here's mine. And I was able to fussy cut the little flower for the center. Now we are on row 2, winding it up. So my block is going right here. Yeah, so it'll be right here on the layout. And let me show you. I'll take it over. So it will go, how's it go? It goes on the inside, yeah. So it goes here, and then I picked that fabric. I've used it once already, so I picked that again. And these two teals are the only two teals that I'm using, so they are the different ones. This is the dots and this is a little sparkle. So we have, I think, 3 more pinks. There'll be 2 on the end, and then we'll start the other row. The row 3 is deeper than the top 2 rows. So that is how it looks. I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. All the colors are working out super well. So what does it talk about fuchsia? It actually was, the fuchsia comes from the flower, the fuchsia. So if you are familiar with that flower, it is a gorgeous summer bloomer. But there's a lot of history in there about how the botanists back in the day came to document the flowers and the plants of the world. And then later on, the actual fuchsia plant was named for a man who did a book back in the 17 somethings. So there you go. It's a nice story, and it's a great color. I don't know if you are like me, but sometimes I'm going through these colors and I'm like thinking, these are obviously here for the story because, and the stories are so great. And the colors are working out wonderful, but still, it's not quite exciting to look for some of them. But fuchsia is fabulous. Okay, now you've got it. You have got it. You are on your way. Okay. Now I need to, let me do the mail call first, because then I have to change the quilt on the wall so we can look at quilts from the vault. So where is my mail call stuff? I know it's here. The first one is a card from Peggy in Wisconsin, and she made the card and she sent me, this is the card. Look at that. Look how sweet it is. And that's one that she's made. It's all 3D. It's got little bunnies on it. And then she sent me a bunny Starbucks card. How cute is that? I keep these specialty ones. Any of the ones that you send me that are specialty like this, they might be from your town. They might be these unique ones that come out. I save these. I have a little collection of them. Why? I don't know, but I do, because I just think they're so, so cute. Okay, the second mail call, it's in a bag. I'm not going to pull it all out, but this is, oops, you'll see there's a different quilt on the wall because I had a little snafu there with the video. So the second mail call is from Mary in Pennsylvania. Here's a beautiful card she sent. Look at this quilt. This is a quilt. These are cards from the Shelburne Museum. And so this one is a Bethlehem Star made by a Sioux Indian, they think from North Dakota in the early 19th or late 19th or early 20th century. Isn't that gorgeous? So Mary sent me a bunch of selvages. Look at them. But there's some cute, look at this cute one. Thank you, thank you. Look at the little birds. Thank you, everybody. Mwah. So what I'm going to do now is the quilts from the vault. Ta-da! I already switched it out. But first, okay, so the quilts from the vault. The deal is I have maybe, I don't know, now maybe 10 tops that have not been quilted. You know, they're just tops. There's the flimsies, just like this, no batting, haven't been quilted, waiting for binding. So these 10, I still need to sort of go through and make a decision. Do I really, really, really want to keep them? Do I maybe want to enjoy them for a little bit and then pass them on? So I thought I'd show you 2 of them today. This is the first one, which, let me show you the other one before we go into this one, because the other one, I believe I'm ready to have it go. It was done with the Orafield Designer of the Month program, where I interviewed the designer. They then gave a block. We did a sew along for the full year, and then I always sewed along using totally different fabric than what we were doing, than what the designers were doing. So they may have done red and white, and I did this, you know, whatever the year was. But I loved working on this quilt. I loved this color combination, that navy with peach and green. So basically there was some fabric line that had whatever fabric line it was that this fabric came in. I know that that was part of it. There was a bunch in here. I think a bunch from that particular block, actually, that green center. But I just went through my own stash getting things like that stripe for that particular block, and it was so much fun. This border I'd saved forever, and I actually have the backing made and binding fabric in there. So I am now ready to say this one will go to my friend Susan, where they will quilt it and it'll go to charity. I could get it quilted and just enjoy it for myself for a little while. I think it's a very summer feeling quilt. But I am going to make more quilts. I mean, I could also quilt it and save it because I kind of like it, save it for somebody I'll give it to. But I am going to make lots more quilts over my lifetime, lots more. And that means there'll be lots more that I also love. And so I think this one is ready to go. You know, I have not even pulled it out in a very long time. So, okay, so that one's ready to go. The other is this quilt. And this one is called Gifts from the Sea. It's a pattern by Verna of the Vintage Spool. It's the same lady that did the Halloween one that I'm hand blanket stitching. But this one I needle turned. I did hand applique, I needle turned everything. For fun, when I would meet with my friends and we would sit, I would have this to quilt. So it took me a long time to applique. So it took me a long time to applique it. And I put it away for a long time because I thought, you know what, I'm not into it now. I finished it. I'm doing a lot of other things. I'll just hold it. And I actually have not opened it up to look at it in several years. And so I thought, you know what, now that I opened it to show it to you, I think I'm going to quilt it and keep it for myself to enjoy for a little bit. And then eventually I probably will let it go, but you never know. So let me just do a little close-up video for you so you can see the blocks, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. And then at the end here, when I come back to this view, I will pop a picture up of the original. Let's look at it from a distance first. I don't know if I had the border with the mermaids first, but I love that mermaid fabric, Heather Ross. But what I did was I picked all the backgrounds, colors. I know I had that whole collection and cut all those up. So after that, I had just a group of fabrics that there are certain things I knew. I knew I wanted a few pops of black, including the black polka dot bikini. And what I'm going to do is walk through now. So let me give you a little bit of a close-up. And see, so I used a lot of fun fabrics that I owned, like there's the flamingo fabric. I really love doing the blue dolphin. You see like there's seashells in the backgrounds. As I talk about it, I'm like, oh yes, I definitely have to have this for myself for a while. So fun. The glasses are the one place where there's the black. I'm using the stripe and it's got purple in it. think I may use one of my purple wide backs from Harmony. So there are a couple things here as I go along, not yet, but that I switched out what was on the pattern. So I love doing the seahorse and picking this shell fabric. See, like, you know, fussy cutting. I think the tent was one of my favorites to do. Polka dot bikini. Now the castle is not high enough contrast from the distance. When you come in close, you can see the structure, but from a distance you can't. So I'm not sure if the quilting can help it, but that's the way it is. There's in black again, so I repeated the black again. Sunscreen bottle. They loved. Look at the car. Yeah, the Woody on there. Now I switched this out. I switched this block out because it had a sea urchin, and so I made the palm tree. I think it needs a little something in the middle. Down at the bottom, there's the crab. Was so fun to do. Here I repeated the black polka dot, a little black on the drink. Let's see. We've got surfboard, gone to the beach. I changed that whole, these were some applique blocks. I changed that all out to the words. I think there may have been one other thing I changed. And then I love doing the little seating area, the beach seating area, gone to the beach. So definitely I'm going to get this quilted because I don't think I'll quilt it myself, even though it doesn't need any super fancy, just to sort of press down the backgrounds and give a little definition to the bigger pieces. But I think I might see about sending it out. Let's take a look here at the original by Verna. It is also beautiful. She does a lot of her quilts in pastels, even when they're like the red, white, and blue. She does a little bit more pastel. I think most of her patterns are primarily applique. She might have a little bit of patchwork in them, but very, very little. So if you are an applique person and you've never seen Verna's work at the Vintage Spool, you can hop on over by the link in the description box below and check it out. So the link is right now set to go to this quilt that I did. So now I'm excited about it again. It's been a long time since I've pulled it out. I've kind of forgotten the feel and the vibe of it, so this has been really fun. So normally I'm going to try to have Midnight Moon here on Saturday. They put the new block out on Saturday. If I can get sort of an advanced schedule, I will be able to, have it on this Saturday taping. I don't have that yet, so I don't know what the next blocks are that are coming out for Saturday, and so I'll do it on Monday. Mini correction on the Midnight Moon. We do have the block assignments in advance, but there are some surprises that will come up. So still for this week, I'll be talking about this again on Monday. But I want to tell you a few things. I have a container for them. Yes, Midnight Moon. And if you missed me showing you, I have 4 of them done for this week. And I was waiting for my fabric to come in, which did. So I have all these guys. I trimmed this one down. And Midnight Moon is the Halloween fabric version of the Summer Moon book. So if you have the Summer Moon book, hop on in. The water's fine. So I did get the fabric. I ordered, now you need like half yards of a lot of things, but I'm going to add from my stash, and then I got a fat quarter bundle of the Midnight Madness, or Midnight Magic, Midnight Magic fabric from my friend April Rosenthal. So I've got her fabric now, which is what's used in the pattern. And then I ordered extra. I ordered some extra pieces, a bunch of the lights, because I want to use very similar lights to what the pattern is using, and then another orange and some of the grays. Like, this is a really distinctive piece. I thought I'd ordered one of the other oranges, but I don't see it. So, oh no, it is in there. I'm like thinking, didn't I, or didn't unfold it enough? Here's the other orange. There we go. So I ordered both those oranges. And I think that all in all that will work. These were not done with her fabric line. These were done with my stash, although a few of them, like I said, that might have been her fabric. So I think I'm good now. I can sort of mix it up to be a bit more my own, because I'll have some of my own fabric that I've collected over the years. Like I have a really old candy corn fabric that's very vintagey looking that will just be perfect in here. It's on a light background. She has candy corn fabric in the line. I didn't pop this, there you go. You can see it there. See, the line has that little candy corn. The vintage fabric I have, it's, well, it's quilter vintage. It's not like old fabric, but it's probably, you know, 20 years old. And I want to put that in here somewhere. But it's on cream, and so it'll work. I'll find a place for it. I have won quilts in the news that you've sent me. Remember, if you see any kind of a quilt exhibit, any kind of a very interesting thing somebody's doing with quilts, that's what I'm looking for. Either, you know, big exhibits people can go to, not quilt shows, because those like come and go so fast they won't ever get onto the video and they'll be gone. And they're so short. I'm looking for things that are a little bit longer, or a quilt in the news somehow, like I showed you the ones on the Antiques Roadshow. You know, things like that. So this one is from Laura. And she ended up going to the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts. See, there are several quilt museums in the country, in the United States. I don't know about other countries if you have quilt museums. If you do, leave me a comment. I'd love to know that. They had a wonderful exhibit there, she said, of Japanese competition, which was there, it might be gone now, but it was Japanese competition quilts. And then they have a beautiful display of Baltimore album quilts. And she says some of those were done with Japanese fabrics. So that's really cool. And this is in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, this museum. I have not been to this museum. I've known about it forever, but I've not been there. Sometime I need to make a list of quilt museums. I think I have one started somewhere. But I think I started so long ago that a few might not even be around anymore. But she says the town is really nice, and the space was really good. So that is a fun way for you to spend some time if you're in that part of Wisconsin. I hope you are going to have a wonderful Easter tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, it's Easter Sunday. I will spend time with my family. I just will be thinking of all of you and hoping that you have a beautiful day, a peaceful day. If you're doing the Secret Lives of Color, you are going to love doing fuchsia. I did. I love doing fuchsia. And thank you for coming along with me for my quilts from the vault, and sort of letting me talk through that process in my head about what to do with my quilts, because I'm going to make quilts for a really long time. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being in the Sloan Zone. I'll see you online.